Hi, sweeties. Let's talk about viewer comments. We're going to focus on the Prepper Pantry videos that I've done, and I've got so many great comments. Thank you so much for those who have commented, and thank you for being respectful. We might not always agree, but I appreciate respectful comments. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. But first, please subscribe to Sweet Savant, hit that thumbs up, that notification bell, and now let's get into these comments. First up, we have a comment from Judy. Let me put my glasses on so I can actually see it. And Judy says, the dates are best by dates, not expiration dates. Canned goods are good for many years. Studies have shown a small loss of nutrition and in some cases a slight change in texture. As long as the seal is intact, the can is not bulging, and it smells like it should, you are good to go. Great job on getting started. Thank you, Judy. Yes, those are great points about expiration dates versus best by dates. And I agree with you. Now, the reason that I will continue to say expiration date is honestly is to protect myself. Because we live in a litigious society and I don't want people to get sick. I mean, the likelihood of getting sick is very small from food that is past the best by date on the can. But you know how people do. If they, say, well, Sweet Savant told me I should eat this old canned food and now I have a stomach ache and I'm not trying to hear it. So we do have to use our common sense though. If it's a little while past that expiration date, that best by date, like Judy says, look at it, smell it, is the odor off or anything like that? And use your best judgment. All right. But great point, Judy. Thank you so much for that. Now let's go on to another comment. This is from Ellen. Ellen, glasses back on. Who am I kidding? I cannot see. Ellen said, I'm glad to see I'm not the only one stocking up due to... Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of reasons to stock up, but the way these waves have been going up and down, is it the first wave? Is it the third wave? Is it just one big wave? Look, let's just be careful and stock up. She says, I'm aiming for a 3-month supply of food and water, and this is our starting point. So she says canned meats, canned veg, canned meals, complete meals, canned fruit, sweets, and treats to keep it interesting. Now that's something that I did not get into, but that's a really, really good point, Ellen. Let's get back to that in a second. But tea and coffee, UHT milk, that is ultra high temperature milk. That is milk that is shelf stable. You don't have to reconstitute it at all. It's not evaporated milk or powdered or anything like that. It's just like whole milk or 2% or whatever, ready to go. And it is shelf stable because it is processed at such a high temperature and it can last for months at room temperature on your shelf. And that's a good idea. That's something that I have not tried yet. So I'm going to add some of those. And I hear Dollar Tree has a good brand of UHT milk. I'm going to pick that up. I'll do a Dollar Tree prepper haul, prepping on a budget. Sweet treat, bottled water. So yes, Ellen, great points about, little treats, little sweets to keep things interesting. That's something that I need to add to my prepper pantry. I don't have any sort of sweet things or any fun things, I guess I should say, that are shelf stable. Because who wants to just be eating sardines for 3 months? That's no fun. That's no fun. I love sardines, but yeah, you need a little fun foods. And you gotta kind of survey your family. What kind of things would you like that can last a long time? But honestly, you got to hide it, right? You got to hide it because sweet treats can go, I can't snap with that hand. Sweet treats can go fast if you leave them in your regular pantry or if everybody knows where they are. So it's probably a good idea to, if you're getting some fun foods, sweet things, to put it somewhere where, don't let everybody know where it is because they will be gone. It'll be an emergency and y'all will just have sardines and no sweets because y'all ate them all. I know, because y'all is me. Thank you so much, Ellen, for that comment. Here is a comment from Mimi. Mimi says, great video. Thank you, Mimi. Great video. Maybe move some of your larger cookware, i.e. the Instant Pot foodie stand mixer to the garage and use that cabinet for food. Also, I loved your reminder about the water and juice in cans. They can be easily used for rice and pasta. Absolutely. Sometimes we forget about that. Canned vegetables especially are always packed in water. And if times are tough, you don't want anything to go to waste. So that water is perfectly fine to use for cooking. It can help rehydrate your rice or pasta. So keep that in mind. And yes, I will definitely move some of my cooking equipment into the garage and use that space for storing food. We talked a little bit in my last video about what to store in the pantry, what to store in the garage, where you can put different things. And my garage is not insulated. So I really don't want to store food in there, but when I'm not using my Instant Pot or Ninja Foodie, those can go in the garage and I can get them out easily because the garage is not that far from the kitchen. And I can use that indoor space for food storage. So that's true. I can move some things around to make more room for storing food inside the house. And, some of the cooking equipment can go out in the garage. Great point, Mimi. Thank you. This next comment is from Darcy from the YouTube channel Organized by Darcy. Yes, Organized by Darcy. And I appreciate you coming by, Darcy. I do. Thank you so much. I gotta say, YouTube is my favorite platform, my favorite social media platform. I really feel a sense of community here. Thank you, Darcy. So her comment is, hang on a second. Great ideas. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. Denise Jordan from the channel This and That with Denise Jordan was the lady who inspired me to do my pantry prep as well. We're all on board now. Yes, This and That with Denise Jordan. I have been following Denise Jordan for a while now, and she is a wonderful source of information. She really gets into a lot of homemaking, a lot of stuff that maybe people didn't learn, how to take care of a home, how to cook, how to clean, all that kind of stuff. She has great tips. So she definitely knows what she is doing. I was inspired to start doing my pantry prep from watching her videos. So please check out Denise at This and That with Denise Jordan. She is wonderful. And, it reminds me, I was reading a post on Twitter where a young lady says, and this is just paraphrasing, that she and her boyfriend were talking about moving in together. And she found out that he doesn't know anything about taking care of a house. No vacuuming, no cooking, no laundry. He still lives with his parents, and his mom does all of his laundry. He doesn't do any chores. And she says to him, I'm a little, nervous about moving in with you because you don't know how to do any work. And I really don't want to teach you. I don't mind cooking with you, once a week on the weekends. But all that other stuff, you're going to have to learn before we move in together. Oh, it was on, I won't say the whole title of it. It's from Reddit, AITA. But so she was wondering, was she wrong for telling her boyfriend that she didn't want to move in with him until he learned these basic household chores? Honey, she is right. Okay, listen, he still is at home with his parents. He can ask his mom to help teach him these things. Or if he really wants to learn, what I say, this and that with Denise Jordan, perfect teacher. She's got all of that, how to do your laundry, how to get the stains out of collars, how to clean your bathtub, all of these things. The information is there. So there's no excuse for him to not learn on his own how to do these things before moving in with her. Very smart to this young lady. Let him learn and then move in together, because you don't want to be doing all of that and then trying to teach him. And then no. YouTube University is where he needs to learn that stuff. Absolutely. Now on to a comment from Cleverly Changing, another YouTube channel that you should go and check out. So in Cleverly Changing, she says, this is awesome because I never know the quantities that I should buy. I'm a minimalist, so I always need to purchase more. And that's a good point. You know, when you're doing a 3-month supply, and how much do you need? How much do you need for 3 months? I think that's a whole video on its own. How much do you really need? And of what things? Like, you don't need 50 cans of green beans, right? You know? So let's schedule that for, I need to make a note. One of my next videos will be how much of each thing do you really need to get for a 3-month supply? That's a great point, Cleverly Changing. Thank you so much. Now here's a comment from Sapphire Diamonds and Pearls. Ooh, what a name. I love that, honey. And she says, I bought bulk brown rice, and because of the reasons you stated, I dry canned mine in the oven. It will last a lot longer and the food quality is maintained. Just my opinion. Yes, she is absolutely right. Dry canning is something that I have not really gotten into, so I need to research that more. But from what I understand, dry canning is a great way to go to help extend the shelf lives of things like rice, which you buy in a big bag, and you want to break it down into smaller containers and then seal them so that they can last a long time. It's a whole process. So we will get into dry canning in another video. And one of the problems with that is that it's been very difficult to find canning supplies at your grocery stores. I know the shelves have been empty of all like the jars and lids at my local grocery stores. I reuse the jars that I've had for a while that I actually get from my mom, because she cans lots of vegetables and fruits. She is the one that taught me how to make the pickled jalapenos, and she makes a pear relish that, oh, it's so good, like with roasted meats, roast turkey and roast pork. She makes a pear relish that is so good. So when she gives me that, I keep the jars. I keep the jars. And then when I can, I use the jars that I get from her. Now, I haven't seen my parents in a while, which makes me sad. And I don't want to get all, emotional and start crying. I miss my parents. But that's where I get my canning jars. I'm sorry. I need a minute. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm better now. All right. Now, our next comment is from Steve. Steve from Texas. And Steve says, you were asking about freeze-dried food for long-term storage. I've really been satisfied with the Augustin Farms line of products. I am building my long-term pantry as well. Got about 6 to 8 months as of now. Keep buying food. Good luck, from Steve. Thank you, Steve. 6 to 8 months is awesome. You are well prepared. And thank you for that recommendation. I have seen Augustin Farms online, and I'm going to purchase some of those freeze-dried meal kits. I mean, I think I've seen them, and they have some that are like single item. Let me look it up right quick. Item, like, look at that buttermilk, freeze-dried strawberries. So they've got a lot of individual food items, and then they also have a variety bucket. Let's see, or several variety buckets. So this is breakfast, the breakfast variety bucket. 13 breakfast. Oh, no, this is breakfast and dinner. I'm sorry. 13 breakfast and dinner meal varieties. Interesting. So I am going to definitely look into some of these, and I'm going to try the Augustin Farms meal pail, and we'll do a little taste test, right? Thank you, Steve, for that recommendation. And we've got another comment about the long-lasting, the freeze-dried foods. This is from Denise. And Denise says, Legacy Foods is great tasting. Long-term food portions are larger and they are organic. Problem is now they are totally out of meats. I'm sure that they've had a run on their products in these crazy times. Maybe we'll do a taste test, a head-to-head between Legacy Foods prepared freeze-dried products. Now let's go on to a question from Natalie. And Natalie says, where did you get the tall container you store your rice in, the one for 10 pounds? Thank you for that question, Natalie. Let's go here. I'll show you on the computer. So this is similar to the one that I have. It's not the exact same kind. The one I have is, I think, from Cambro. I'm not totally sure, but it's similar to this. This is by Rubbermaid. These are 8-quart storage containers, and I have 8-quart ones, and I think the other ones I have are 6 quarts. Come with a lid, and they fit perfectly in my pantry. Here, let me actually show you. You saw what I use with the rice. I also, in this cabinet next to the fridge, we have a little baking station. So I've got the mixer down here, and then up here I keep my white sugar in here, and again, 10 pounds of sugar can hang out in that. Flour, 10 pounds of flour. The square shape also makes it easy to store. Brown sugar up there keeps it fresh, it doesn't get hard in there. And then I have some cocoa products in another one. Oh, this is the smaller one. Whoop, the lid's not on there. So yeah, that's a 6-quart one. So I will put a link to those in the description box. And this is the one. See, my rice is getting low. I need to refill that. This is the one that I keep in my pantry that holds, again, about 10 pounds of rice. So Natalie, thank you for that question. And I originally bought those containers from Sam's. So check Sam's if you're a Sam's member. Walmart might have them since they are, the same company. So check those places if you don't want to order online from Amazon, or check Walmart online. They might have them. So check that too. So more comments. Love it when you comment. Let's see. We've got another great comment, and this one is from Marcy. Marcy says, all great additions to your pantry. I have canned food for over 30 years and have always tried to keep a well-stocked pantry. Smart, Marcy. I have been prepping before it had a name. LOL. Okay. I have lived in South Mississippi all my life, and every year for 6 months out of the year, we have to be prepared for hurricanes. Yeah. It's hurricane season right now. I have seen people frantically buying whatever's left on the shelves, whether their families eat it or not. I promised myself to never be in that position if I could help it. Having a well-stocked pantry has kept us eating well through job losses, and sickness. Be sure to only stock what your family will eat. That's a great point, Marcy. Thank you. It's a wasted space. It's a waste if your family doesn't eat it. So that's great. Don't waste your money or valuable space on things that nobody will eat. If money is tight, just buy 1 or 2 extra items a week. You can buy bags of dried beans and boxes of name brand pasta at Dollar Tree for $1. Check your local ads for sales on canned goods, or some people get great deals couponing. Even if we don't have problems with shutdowns or supply, you will not regret having the extras. Take care and God bless. Thank you, Marcy. Great points. Yes. In my last 2 videos, I made the comments, add a little to your grocery shopping list, a few extras at a time. And then I got another comment who said, "Oh, it's time to tell people to get going and get this stuff now." Let me see if I can find that comment. Hang on. Hold on one second. Okay, so that brings me to a comment that was on my Find Creative Places to Store Your Food Preppers Pantry video. This is from Dana, and Dana says, "Bravo, lady, your food examples are some of the best I've seen." Thank you, Dana. "But please don't tell anyone to do it a little at a time." And in all caps, Dana says, "There is not that much time." Look, I get it. I get it, Dana. Things look crazy. Things look crazy, and I want people to be prepared. So yeah, I get it that there is not a whole, you just don't know how much time you have, but things look a little scary right now. I don't want to be alarmist. I don't want to encourage people to panic buy. So when I say add a little at a time, I'm trying to be mindful of that. And I also want to be mindful of people's budgets. Not everybody can afford to drop $300 or $400 at a time on prepping, emergency food preparedness, storage. So I just want for people to be aware that it's something that they probably should start doing, and to know that, yeah, get on it. If you don't have a ton of money to get it all now and do it right now, start adding a little bit at a time. So I should probably be more clear about that. If you can, please, you got to use your best judgment. If you have the means, the funds to prepare, do that. So use your best judgment. But I will do a prepping on a budget series, and we'll talk about how to best stock up. But yes, so thank you for that, Dana. I do appreciate that comment. And then back to what Marcy was saying. Yeah, the dollar store. Now you do have to be careful. The dollar store can be a good place to do prepping on a budget, but sometimes prices at the dollar store are higher than prices at the regular grocery store, maybe at a Walmart or something like that. And then a lot of times, you just don't have access to a grocery store. A lot of times in a lot of neighborhoods, the dollar store is it. You don't have access to a major grocery chain where you can buy cheaper. So I think that's another topic that we need to get into, how to maximize your dollar when you are prepping. And I mean, I did a little bit of that discussion. I have a what not to buy at the dollar store video. I will link to that and put it up top. I never remember which side it is. One of these sides, I will put a link to that video of what not to buy at the dollar store, because some of the things are just not good value. Like can openers are I have the worst time with can openers from the dollar store. So I just don't bother. I spend a little bit more. It doesn't have to be a lot. But if you have to buy 5 of them in a year, you're not saving any money. And speaking of can openers, there was a comment in there about having an extra can opener. Because if you got all these cans and your can opener breaks, well, that ain't no good. So thank you all so much for those comments. This is a comment from a viewer, Aka Judy, and I'm going to abbreviate a little bit because it's a bit of a long comment, but some good points were made. So let's get into this. Aka Judy says, I have canned goods, cereals, grits, yes. Hominy, Pine Sol, yes. Pine Sol. And I think Pine Sol for me has been easier to find than Lysol. I've had some success finding Lysol online on Amazon Fresh. Not on regular Amazon, because then people just be price gouging like $96 for 2 cans. That's crazy. But on Amazon Fresh, I have found Lysol spray once and Lysol wipes and Clorox wipes a couple of times. And I've also have gotten up early to go to the grocery store. Shortly after it opens, early in the week, like Monday, Wednesday, there. That was a tip from a young lady that works in the grocery store. When I told her I was looking for, I can't find any Lysol. She was like, get it early. Took a few trips, but I did find some and I was able to stock up. So I clean with white vinegar, baking soda, Pine Sol, Clorox, and plenty of paper towels. Toilet paper, paper towels, paper plates, Ziploc bags. That's another important one. And foil. Ziploc bag. Look, when I let my Sam's membership go, but I still have foil left from my last trip, and because I buy it comes in I think a 3-pack, and I bought 2, so I have some foil left. I use foil all the time just because I don't like to scrub pans, so I will line pans like roasting pans with foil. So yes to foil. Definitely Clorox. I have been able to find Clorox this whole time. It has not been an issue. I think different areas of the country may have had more or less problems finding that, but great thing to have on hand for disinfecting. Paper towels, because you know want to. But yes, thank you so much. Great tips. So thank you for that. And one more thing that Aka Judy says is because I do order online quite a bit for grocery delivery, is please make sure your driver gets his tip. 100%. I am so thankful, so grateful for the people that are doing deliveries for, our groceries, our meals. So yeah, definitely tip. And, some of these delivery services, they act funny with the tips. Like you're not really sure if your driver is actually getting the tip or not. So, look into the different services and try to use ones where your driver gets all of the tips. 100% of the tip that you give goes to the driver. So that's very important. So yes, great point. Tip those drivers, please. I think we're going to wrap it there. I had a lot of fun with this, reading the comments, and I will definitely do another one of these comments videos. So if you have a comment, please leave me a comment. Maybe I will read it on air. And I appreciate you all. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you commenting, and I appreciate you being respectful. That is, I think, above all, let's just respect each other. We all have value, and if we are respectful of each other, we can have great conversations. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to Sweet Savant. Hit that thumbs up, that notification bell, and y'all have a delicious day.